OR4ISS, how copy? OK2KWX, this is OR4ISS, how copy? OK2KWX, this is OR4ISS, how copy? OK2KWX, this is OR4ISS. I've got you loud and clear. Good afternoon. Yes, Jacob, we are 100% solar powered. We have 10 solar arrays. Two of them are on the Russian segments on the service module, and 8 of them are on the U.S. segment on our trusses. And all the energy we consume is produced by the sun. Yes, Jonas, we use 2 types of voltage. One type is 120 volts, and the second type is 88 volts. Jan, I can tell you that the Earth is not flat. I tell everyone that it's not flat. I go around it 16 times a day. It's an amazing view to watch the Earth fly by underneath us and see snow-covered mountains and vast red deserts and blue oceans. The Earth is absolutely round. Yes, I don't know if you know that I'm on Instagram and Facebook as well as Twitter at Astro Hague, and so I do post to social networks and try to share some of the photos and my experiences that I have up here, and I also am able to watch a little YouTube every now and then as well. Anna, Astro B is up here, and we've started to commission them, which means we're getting all their systems checked out. We're helping them map where everything is located on board the station so that we will be able to use them in the future. I'm really excited to have them floating around and helping us out. Over. Well, we can go outside the station, and when we do a spacewalk, we're always connected to the station because we don't want to end up inadvertently floating away. So we always have a tether for safety. And in terms of going away from the station, I always try to keep one hand on. It's a long ways down when you look down and see the Earth 250 miles below you. Over. only takes about 8 minutes. So we go from 0 to 17,000 miles per hour pretty fast. But to actually rendezvous with the station takes a little bit of time because we have to get everything sequenced just right. And that process takes usually about 6 hours. Over. When I first started training, the spacesuit felt very uncomfortable and very foreign, like I was trapped inside of a machine. But I've spent so many hours, over 100 hours, training on the ground for a spacewalk, so that by the time I got up here, it felt like I was just putting on my clothes and getting ready to go out to do work. Outside, the temperature swings are dramatic. So in the sun, it can be 250 degrees, and in the dark, it could be minus 250 degrees. Over. Yes, there are lots of changes, but we do everything we can to make sure that our muscles don't atrophy. Actually, right now, I'm standing next to our station commander, Oleg Kononenko, and he is busy at work on the treadmill, keeping his muscles strong. Over. Yes, it can be a big shock when you get back to Earth, trying to feel gravity, when you have to feel gravity again after not feeling it for over 200 days. So it will take time, and normally we do extensive rehabilitation for 45 days after we land. Over. Zero gravity is some of the best sleep I've ever had. I don't ever have a sore back or any hot spots. I don't toss and turn when I sleep. I just float however my body wants to naturally float. Of course, I don't want to float all over the space station and end up in some place different than when I went to sleep. So I sleep in a sleeping bag, and I zip myself in, and then I tie that sleeping bag to the wall so that I stay inside my crew quarters. Over. We eat 3 meals a day, just like anyone would on Earth, and then I snack a little bit in between. I enjoy the food that we have, and there's lots of variety. I especially like the international foods that we have. We have a Canadian astronaut up here, and so I get to try some of his Canadian cuisine. We also have Russian cosmonauts, and I get to try the Russian cuisine as well. So it's a lot of fun to eat that food, but I do tell you that I miss home cooking. And I can't, that's one of the things that I look forward to when I return, is getting some good home cooking. Over. Failure is part of spaceflight. We do experiments up here because we don't know if things are going to work. So I can tell you that it's not every day that things fail or break, but it is pretty routine. And so we always practice on how to recover from that, and we have lots of procedures to help us recover from that. Just the other day, we had to change out a part in our toilet, which is a very important part of the space station. We always want to make sure we have a good toilet working. And so we were able to fix the part that broke. Over. We have fire extinguishers just like you do down on Earth. We use carbon dioxide to help smother it, or we use water to help cool it off so that the ignition source can't continue. Fire is a little bit different, though, on orbit than it is on the ground. It doesn't propagate as fast, so we have some time. And we practice a lot as a crew of 6 how to respond to a fire. So we do fire drills just like you would in school. Over. We generate trash just like any household would generate trash. And so what do we do with that? We load it onto our cargo vehicles that bring us up supplies. So they bring us up the food and supplies we need, and then we fill them with trash. And most of those cargo vehicles, the Progress vehicle, the HTV vehicle, and the Cygnus vehicle, burn up on re-entry. So we burn our trash up when the vehicle burns up. Over. We do have the ability to play some games, and we do have free time. It's important to be able to take a break from work. The things I like to do up here in my free time are look out the window at the Earth going by below. I also